now for tonight's reality check. In the past 5 years, Germany has taken in a staggering number of migrants for a country its size. From 2014 to 2016, asylum applicants rose from 172,000 to 441,000, all the way up to 722,000. Now, who would have thought that all those migrants are having a big effect on the crime rate? Well, if you thought it, give yourself a star. According to the Interior Ministry of Germany, from 2014 to 16, the number of migrant criminal suspects has tripled to more than 174,000. Is there a lesson here, or should we all just pretend it's not happening? Jim Hansen is Executive Vice President at the Center for Security Policy, and he joins us tonight. Jim, do these numbers surprise you?
Not in the slightest. They horrify me. I mean, when you take in massive numbers of people who don't speak the language, don't have a lot of education, don't have relevant job skills, you got a problem. Then you throw in the cultural and religious problem with disrespect and degradation of women, and you got a crisis. Throw in the jihadists, now you got a nightmare, and that's what Germany's dealing with. They've had all of those things going on.
So if you bring in people from other countries and cultures who speak different languages, the first order of business is assimilation, bringing them in, making them part of your culture, making them one of you. Is Germany trying to do that?
Not in the slightest, and they can't. And they have a difficulty because a lot of the mosques and the cultural centers are telling them not to assimilate. You know, the Saudis offered to fund 200 mosques for the Syrian refugees there. That's like a jihadist starter kit. You know, the Saudis have the most extreme preachers and mosques in the world, so they're a problem. So there is no assimilation. There is no, basically, any dealing with the culture of Germany in any meaningful way. And they've got a lot of young males who are a problem on a good day.
So Germany is one of the richest countries in the world. It's the economic engine of Europe, dominates Europe economically. Why would they do this?
It's the Eurocrats. It's that, PC mentality that says we want to make the world a better place. I share that. I share that. I want to help people who are in trouble. That doesn't mean you should uproot them, let them move, and bring all of them to a country where they don't have the ability to fit in. I mean, you've got right now 50% of German women say they're scared to go out at night alone. That's a problem. And even the 50% rise in crime stats is an artificially low number because the police are being told to minimize the number of crimes they report as immigrant-related. The Eurocrats don't want the results of their insane policies exposed. It's a bad situation.
That's what you're describing there is masochism. You're describing a country that wants to hurt itself.
Or that feels guilty. There's a concept of liberal guilt where they want to wear that hair shirt. They want to make things better because they feel bad about what they have. And I think Angela Merkel is a perfect example of that. And the ruling class in Germany wants to make up for bad things in their past, wants to do the right thing because they're good liberals and progressives. And in this case, what they think is the right thing is an awful thing. And for them, for France, for the Scandinavian countries they always want to hold out as an example of how to have a social democracy, it doesn't work.
So at some point, ordinary Germans are going to say, we have this kind of great country that's clean and functioning and cohesive, and it's being destroyed. And what you're going to see, and I say this with sadness, is a resurgence in German nationalism, aren't you? Ugly German nationalism.
And that's just it. In some cases, it's horrible to think of, but can you blame them when their women are being... I mean, the assaults on New Year's Eve in Cologne were so disgraceful, and the way the police tried to hide it and the bureaucrats tried to hide it and pretend it wasn't as bad as it was, if that had happened here, you'd have the same problem. So I don't think you can blame if it happens. Hopefully it won't be, the evil kind of horrifying Nazi-like thing.
Well, you certainly hope not. That would be terrible for the world. But if you wanted to create that, if you wanted to bring that back, this is exactly what you would do.
Well, let's hope they learn from the fact that now they have a crime wave of their own creation. And, at this point, Le Pen polled better in France than they expected. Here at Wilders in the Netherlands had a let's slow down the immigration platform. That could happen in Germany, too, and maybe do it in a more measured pace. Maybe take care of the refugees where they are. What if we stopped the bad guys in Syria and made that a decent place to live again?
That's a concept.
That's
That's too sensible. Jim, thanks a lot.
You got it, Tucker.